Hello, hello, hello. My name is EccentricSpirit. Hopefully, you're having a great day today. Um, I just got back from church. Looking for churches to join. Service was pretty good. Um, it helped relax my mind. And so, what we're going to talk about right now is men and women. Um, I'm heterosexual. I don't know if they still use the term straight. So, a lot of times when I'm talking about relationships, I am focusing on male and female relationships. But please feel free if you're gay, lesbian, transgender, bisexual, just substitute whatever you need to substitute for. It could just be relationships in general. But I'm noticing a trend here and I wanted to talk about it. I believe a lot of men are jealous of women. And I've been noticing something and it's just wild. Um Even though we live in a man's world and men have a lot of advantages over women, men still get paid more money than women. Most men are physically stronger than women because of testosterone. Um, a lot is required from men, but men get a lot of benefits that they just take for granted. And so, what I'm starting to see is men not only being jealous of women, but resenting women, especially women who are broke but not broken. And by that, I mean you could be unemployed, uh, you could be struggling financially. You could be going through a divorce, a separation. You could have lost a loved one. It could be a parent, a child, a friend, coworker, relative, family member, And you're just coping and trying to get yourself together. And sometimes what happens, depending on your resources, depending on your social circle, sometimes as a woman, you are able to bounce back quicker than a man. And men notice that. And I believe men get jealous. You know, I believe men keep score. I believe women watch too. Okay, like, so say you're going through a divorce. You'll have the man watching you to see how you're making out during the divorce process and after the divorce is finalized. And you may be doing the same. How's the guy making out? Is he happy? Is he seeing somebody? What's going on? You're checking one another's social media and all of that. People do stuff like that. And what will happen is this: if a woman seems to be happier than the guy gets jealous or angry. There's something I got hip to, I believe in 2018, 2019. I didn't know this was going on. I'm single, I've never been married, and I don't have any children. And so I love kids and I love men. So just because I'm single doesn't mean I hate men, and just because I don't have any children doesn't mean I don't like children. It just is what it is. And what I noticed, I found this out maybe like a couple of years ago, where an acquaintance of mine, she's really good at making cakes. She had like a little side hustle making cakes out of her kitchen, which I can tell you right now, if you're making baked goods out your kitchen, please be careful. Keep it on the down low. Government's been coming after people. A lot of people have been sick. Uh, a lot of people have gotten sick getting baked goodies that was baked in somebody's kitchen. So now they want you to have a commercial kitchen if you're selling baked goodies or whatever. So that's mostly just a heads up for people that got these home-based businesses where they're really good with platters and cookies and cakes and stuff. Just be careful. Uh, A lot of times they want you to have a commercial kitchen. They want you to be on top of your game. And you may have some haters out there ready to report you and bust up your business. So set some money aside, looking to maybe getting a commercial kitchen, renting out a spot, a professional kitchen with all the goodies so that you can continue to get your coin. That's especially for you ladies out there. Anyway, I had this acquaintance of mine. She was really good at making cakes. And what happened, she showed me a picture one day of a divorce cake she made. And that's the first time I found out people are having divorce parties. So the way it goes, your divorce is finalized. It's over. And now you're celebrating your freedom, your new independence. You know, if you went through a really contentious divorce, you're like, oh, thank goodness. And so women and men have been having these parties, but they're especially popular among women. And, you know, some people are offended by this. They don't think you should have these divorce parties, especially if you have young children. They believe it sends the wrong message. But basically, you're just celebrating the ending of one phase of your life and the beginning of another. Especially if you've been married a long time or you married young, and you really never was independent or on your own. You know, you're just celebrating a new phase. Especially if you went through a lot of changes. You're just like, oh, thank goodness the divorce is final. You know? And so that's how I found out about the divorce cakes. But what I am noticing, and I wonder if you notice this yourself, if a woman is able to bounce back quicker, men get mad. They get jealous. And some men turn violent and they beat up the woman or they kill a woman. Sometimes the most dangerous, contentious time in a relationship is during the breakup, especially if you're in an abusive domestic violence situation. When you're leaving or starting a new life, or you have started a new life, that's one of the most dangerous times. Because what happens is, it's really hard for a lot of men emotionally and sometimes even financially to get their bearings and start anew. They have a lot of programs out here for women. Even though it's really rough out here, if you have kids, you have young kids especially under the age of 18, they have a lot of resources for you. And it's mainly for the children. So you're able to be a decent caregiver and give the children what they need, be it food, medical care, and so forth. And so, yeah, some guys out here, they're looking for custody of the kids, and they don't even want to take care of the kids. They just feel if they have custody of the kids, it will level the playing field during a divorce. So, like I said, when it comes to leveling up, bouncing back after a breakup, after a setback, whether you lost your job, maybe you were a caregiver, the person you was taking care of passed away, maybe you was taking care of your kids, now you got to go back to work. There always seems to be resentment against women that improve upon their lives. I mean, I worked with a lot of women that are single moms. And they didn't like their jobs. They didn't like the fact that they had to work, but they did what they had to do to provide for their children. And as a result, they ended up being in a workplace longer than they thought they would be. So they started getting promotions, getting pay raises, and before you know it, they're bringing in some nice money. And people are getting mad at them. If it's not men getting mad at them, there's other women getting jealous. Like, oh, how long they been here? Why are they making all this money? Why are they getting promotions and all that? And so it's a thing where, the woman didn't set out to be the boss or to make a lot of money or to become partner in the law firm it's just they needed to make more money. So they went back to school. They did what they needed to do to provide for their children or provide for themselves. And now they're making a pretty decent salary. And you get men upset. Like, oh, women got it easy. Women got it easy. No, women do not have it easy. And it may appear that women have it easy based on how women present themselves or how they bounce back after a setback. But you have to put in the time and the energy to get to the level you want to be. So, if you want to be a nurse, you're going to have to put in the time and go to nursing school and study and pass these exams, or you can't be a nurse. Wasn't it recently a scandal, like within a year, where people had to give back they lost their jobs and they had to get recertified because we have women out here and men purchasing nursing degrees that they didn't earn in school, and they're practicing nursing and they're not really a nurse. And so, they had to go back and look. Yeah, you may have went to school. You may have these certifications that are not legit saying you passed these exams and stuff, but you didn't pass the exams, So there's no shortcuts in life. So, people lost good paying jobs because they weren't legitimately certified. And God help any patient that may have been hurt or impacted by an unqualified nurse. You may have had the qualifications based on your work experience, based on the fact that you went to school, but you may not be a good test taker. But you didn't pass the exam, okay? So a lot of times men see the blow up, they see the glow up, but they don't see the work that women put in. And they start to resent women who bounce back, I'm in a similar situation right now that a lot of women are in, where I've been through it. My life's been a nightmare since the pandemic. And it seems like each year it's just getting worse. So 2023 is like a year of renewal for me. I'm getting myself together, I'm getting back on my feet. The number one thing is being together mentally. And I will be doing a series called Mental Clarity, how to get the clutter out of your mind. Because if your mind is not in the game, if your mind is not clear, if you're stressed out, if you're worrying about people, things, relationships, you're not going to be able to do what you need to do to live and survive in this world. Your mind has to be clear. We talk about mental health a lot, but it's like a buzz term, mental health. But you got to really be serious about it and have your mind together and be healthy mentally in order to operate and be productive. A lot of parents, you know what I'm talking about. In order to take care of your children, be there for your kids, you have to do what a lot of men are good at. But you can't get too good at it that you're not dealing with situations and handling problems. I have trouble pronouncing it. It's compartmentalizing. I think that's how you say it. I always had trouble saying this word. Men are good at compartmentalizing or compartmentalizing. I always mess it up. You know what I'm talking about. Men are good at putting situations in a compartment and setting it aside. But what happens, men get so good at it, they're not dealing with problems sometimes. So, they leave their home problems at home so they can work. They leave their work problems at work so they can deal with home issues. You'll have some guys, they got a wife, they got a mistress. You see some men, you don't find out they had a whole nother family until they die. You're at the funeral, you're like, who are these people? Oh, they're the family. Oh yeah, on the other side of town, this guy had a whole nother family. So men have become very good at that. Now as women, we can take a page from them and we can use the compartmentalizing. I apologize if I'm saying it wrong. We can use it, just a little bit, So if you're having personal problems in your relationship, don't bring that stuff to work. Nobody want to, Yeah, don't bring your attitude to work because your man's not treating you right. People get tired of that stuff, you know. I know I do. I do not want to pay because you're having relationship problems. I don't mind being a friend, talking to you on the phone, us going out for a cup of coffee or whatever, talking things out. But what you're not going to do is take out your funky attitude and your problems and your issues out on me. You're not going to be getting mad at me because your man's cheating on you. I didn't sign up for that. Okay, especially if I'm in a workplace. I did not sign up for that. Okay? And so sometimes we have to learn how to set our priorities, set our boundaries, so we can be there for the kids, especially, you know, because children pick up on everything. And so, getting back to men being jealous, I'm noticing men are jealous of women if they seem to bounce back after a breakup, a tragedy, or a loss. Instead of celebrating women who bounce back, they get jealous. Like, oh my goodness, she just got a divorce last year. She already got a new house, a new car, and a new job. How did she do it? And as women begin to share their journeys, you know, like I went to this church, I went to this organization, I put in an application for small business loan or small business grant. This place has a resource center for divorced women with kids. They helped me out. People get mad. So what I started to learn the hard way is a lot of times if you're working on your journey, you're working on your glow up, your level up, your blow up, you're about to blow up, a lot of times you got to keep that to yourself because people will get jealous as they see you working on yourself and improving yourself. Like, what's she smiling for? You see that apartment she lives in? It's full of rats and roaches and mice. It's falling all apart. If she was me, you know, if I was her, I'd worry about moving and finding a place to live. What's she always smiling about? And it's like, yo, there's people who believe you can't be happy, you can't improve upon your life without, you know, there's people out there, they don't want to see you level up. They don't want the best for you. They're judging you. They're sizing you up. And they're trying to figure out if you're worthy of the blessings that are being bestowed upon you. You know, they're like, I'm a good person. And I see guys doing this a lot. I'm a good man. I'm a provider. I did this and that for my family. I tried to do this. I tried to do that. Why is everybody worrying about what my ex is doing? Why is all these good breaks happening for my wife, for my fiance? You can be in a relationship and your man is jealous of you. Ladies, are you in a relationship with a man right now? Put it in the comments. This is going to be a recorded video. I'm still learning how to do the lives and all that. I'm a new content creator. I'm EccentricSpirit. I'm a new content creator. But ladies, are you in a relationship right now where good things are happening to you and you can't tell your man? You can't come home and tell your husband. You can't tell your fiance. You can't tell your boyfriend, your boo dang, you know, your special friend, because he's going to get jealous. You can't let him know you got a promotion because he's already mad you're making more money than he's making. You can't let him know that, you know, you just got some training and just got a certification. You can't celebrate with him because he's going to be jealous. He's going to have an attitude. He's going to get mad. He's going to get jealous and wonder if you're going to leave him or level up. Listen, I'm going to do a video about Ciara. Ciara just announced she's having another baby with her beautiful, wonderful husband, Russell Wilson. And word on the street is Future's not a happy camper. He had a breakdown. Now, their relationship, Future and Ciara, they broke up like 9 years ago. You had her. You lost her. You wasted. You cost her a lot of time. In the words of Just Stone, Ciara took back her life. Okay? And things didn't go the way Future planned them to go. And this guy is still salty. He's still upset. They're saying he had a breakdown. Because the happier Ciara is, the more upset this guy gets. We got men out here that see Ciara as problematic. They're mad. Because it was like, okay, she was dating musicians. She was dating rappers. You know, what you're going to do? If you're a musician, if you're a dancer like her, you're constantly coming into contact with other musicians. That's your social circle. She said she wanted to get married. Future knew she wanted to get married. She turned herself into a pretzel, dealing with all his baby mamas, thinking she was going to marry Future. And guess what? It didn't happen. You know, he pulled the bait and switch on her. Just tried to make Ciara part of his baby harem of baby mamas. She was devastated. She had like a mental breakdown. And then she had a breakthrough. Started leveling up and saying, I got to change some things about me. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong guys. Maybe I'm dating the wrong guys. Because I want to have a marriage like my parents have. You know, I want to dedicate my life to someone. I want to love someone, and I want them to love me back. And so she kind of switched up the type of guy she was seeing. So Russell Wilson is different from the other men she used to date back in the day. And so, you know, all these musicians, rappers, dancers getting all upset with her. Oh, what's she doing? She was for the streets. What's she doing? She only hooked up with Russell Wilson for the money. And, oh, he's corny. Oh, it was horrible. The way they talk about this couple was a nightmare. And they still talk about them. People still hating on this woman. And so, you know, congratulations to Ciara and Russell Wilson. But, you know, a woman is entitled to change her mind. A woman is entitled to say, you know what? I'm not going to give up on having a husband and having children and having a marriage and being in a healthy relationship. And if I have to make some changes in myself to glow up and blow up and level up, I'm going to do that. And the men are mad because it's like they smack a label on you and they want you to stay in that box. It's all right for them to date as many women as they want. And then when they're ready to settle down and get married, to find a woman that's marriage material and marry her. But a woman can't do the same. And so for me, it's not just Future regretting how things turned out with Ciara. I think he's actually jealous because she's happy. Every time you see her, she's shaking her booty in these videos. She's smiling. She's looking great. I saw this, what was it? This Sports Illustrated swimsuit spread she did. I think she did it a year ago. Oh my goodness. She's in shape. She drinks a lot of water. She's healthy. She works out. And what I love about Ciara, she has that great mental clarity that I'm going to be focusing on and talking about. And personally, I think a lot of men are jealous. We've seen it with Keke Palmer. Okay? Men are jealous. Keke Palmer got pregnant. If you're a fan of Keke Palmer, you knew she used to always talk about her acne. Her acne appeared to clear up while she was pregnant and after she had the baby. She got a better body after giving birth than she had before she became pregnant. She got a nice voluptuous shape. You know, she's glowing, she's happy, she got the baby, she's a new mama. If she went through any postpartum depression, I didn't see it. Okay? Now, I don't know what her personal struggles were, but she looks great. And so when this little thing popped off about her and Usher, and now they're talking about the video, men are jealous. I believe her baby daddy, when they were still together, he was jealous of his woman. He's home with the kid, with the baby. She's having a girls' night out. You know, she's hugging up with Usher, singing, very innocent. Usher got a woman. Look, I don't think she was trying to hook up with Usher. It was a very innocent, fun moment that was just, it was turned into something dirty and nasty and scandalous. It was disgusting. I think this guy was jealous. He was jealous of Usher. Like, Usher's rich, he's talented, he can sing, he can dance. I don't know how many films he's been in. But I'm quite sure if he wanted to do acting, he could do that too. This guy is a triple threat. Okay? And I mentioned it in another video. I forgot Keke Palmer played Chili in Crazy Sexy Cool, the TLC story. I forgot all about that. So it was like a full circle moment where he's dancing and singing to an actress that played Chili. And if you know anything about Usher, Usher used to date Chili from TLC. They were in a very serious relationship. It ended due to allegations of infidelity. But they were like soulmates and had serious soul ties. And it was a full circle moment. But again, men being jealous. It's nothing wrong with being jealous and envious. The problem comes in on how you react and handle it. I've always been a person, if you have something I want, I may not be able to get what you have, but I can take a page from your book. So say you're a woman and you wear beautiful shawls or what they call pashminas. And every day, do you remember that woman during the pandemic when President Trump was in office? It was a woman every time they did a press conference. She had a beautiful scarf on, draped around her shoulders, or I think it was a scarf, or she had like a scarf wrapped around her neck. I don't think it was a shawl. She always wore these beautiful scarves. Well, I could look at something like that and say, I got a couple of nice scarves. Let me wear one. Let me put one on. Let me wrap one around my neck or wrap one around my waist or my belt, through the belt loops, Let me do something creative. I don't have to be jealous of a woman because she has beautiful scarves that she wears every day. You can be like, I wish I had a scarf collection like that. I can't afford a scarf collection like that right now, but I do have a couple of nice scarves and I can accessorize it with my shirts and wear them. Listen, if I was a guy, if I was Keke Palmer's baby daddy, there's no way I'm going to let Usher take my woman. I'm not tripping. She's putting the pictures up. I'm like, hey, baby, I'm glad you enjoyed your time, your girls' night out at the Usher concert. Thank you, Usher, for showing my girl a good time. Can't wait till you get home. Love you. Yeah, there's no way I'm letting anybody know I'm insecure or jealous. Okay, I'm doing the complete opposite. So, this little youngin' blew it. And, Keke's parlaying and, she's getting her moment out of this. She's classy. Usher's classy. It's a great video. It's tongue-in-cheek. It's fun. But it all stemmed from a man being jealous that his woman was out here singing with Usher. Okay? Men, grow up. You have so many advantages out here. It's a man's world. Yes, they have things out here for women, but they have things out here for women for a reason. You know? And stop being jealous. You can learn from women and see what they're doing and maybe put it in your toolkit. Okay? I mean, hey. Another thing Keke's baby daddy could have done, because you know they're not together now, he could have easily went out for a boys' night out. And he could have went to see some pretty woman somewhere singing, and he could have got on stage with her, had his buddies take pictures, take video, and he could have put it on his social media profile. And then if Keke would have said anything, he would have said, "Hey, I ain't said anything when you was up there with Usher." She's like, "Oh, I get it. Tit for tat. Oh, I get it." There's a lot of things this guy could have done instead of putting his business out in the streets. Also, there's different social networks out here. So what I would tell guys who are getting jealous, because every time they turn around, they see all these programs for women and women sticking together, feminist, womanist, they hearing all this stuff, they getting angry. Make some friends. Join some clubs. Go places where men go. If men are playing pool, go play pool. Hang out with some guys. Get some male friends. Get your own supportive network. You should have a male friend you can call and talk to when you're going through it. So this way you're not hating on your woman because she got her female friends. Okay? There's organizations out here. If you're upset, look for organizations out here for men. So like where I'm at, once a month, this church has a pancake breakfast at 10 a.m. on Saturdays for men. I think it's the third Saturday of the month. This is a men's only pancake breakfast. And it's interesting because I asked the lady this morning, I said, "Does that church do anything for women?" She's like, "I don't know." I'm looking like, do they have a pancake breakfast for women? But I told this woman this morning, I'm glad this church does this because so many times they have things for women and children or just women in general, but they don't have things for guys and guys feel left out. So I'm glad this church has a breakfast the third Saturday of every month for men. And I don't get jealous. I want to know if they got something for women, and I will call them probably today and check that out. Or I'll call Monday or send an email. And then I'll try to get more information about the breakfast they have for men. And I'm going to pass it along to men I know, especially single men, are struggling. And this way you can be with a group of men and y'all can talk and learn from one another. But men, stop being jealous of women. Learn and grow. Take a page out of women's tool. Take a tool out of the toolkit, a page from a woman's book, and do your own blow up and glow up. Stop hating on women. It's not sexy. Women notice it, and it's a big turn off. Nobody wants to sleep with a guy that's hating on women. No woman wants to sleep with a man hating on women. They don't want to be involved with a guy getting jealous or hating. They don't want to do it. Celebrate your woman, your mom, your sister, your daughter. Celebrate women that are succeeding and working hard and being successful, and really celebrate and be happy for them. Women can tell when you're faking it, okay? When you really don't care and you're jealous. Okay, that's it for men being jealous. Again, my name is EccentricSpirit. I'm a new content creator. Um, I look a hot mess. That's why you don't see me. If you want to donate, you can donate to my Cash App.